The essence of prosperity lies not in the circumstances one faces, but in the transformation endured and the character forged along the way. For those weighing the leap from the comfort of a steady paycheck to the realm of financial independence, consider this a beacon of possibility. Some find their resolve only after hitting rock bottom, perhaps losing a home or facing dire straits, before summoning the grit to push onward. Yet, that's not the only road. Proven frameworks exist to guide the transition to the wealth-building side of the economic spectrum, easing the crossing without requiring such extremes. The true challenge is the inner shift demanded, the evolution of self that accompanies the journey. For some, this metamorphosis flows effortlessly. For others, it's an insurmountable chasm. Wealth as a siren's call wealth can ensnare like a potent elixir. A wise mentor once cautioned against letting it become a tether, refusing to dangle it as a reward for labor. The intent? To shield against a dependency that chains one to its pursuit. Once you sip from that cup, the mentor warned, its pull can anchor you to whichever path first poured it. Picture it. Those accustomed to earning as hired hands grow rooted to that rhythm. Solo operators cling to their lone wolf ways, while those reliant on aid find breaking free a Herculean task. The toughest hurdle in shifting from paycheck-bound to profit-driven isn't just habit. It's shaking off a deep-seated craving for the familiar flow of funds. That's why the focus was never on chasing coin, but on crafting engines, mechanisms that generate abundance independently. The ruts of routine for many striving to become architects of income rather than its laborers. The past can feel like a heavy yoke. Friends might question, why chase this madness? Why not settle for a steady gig? Their voices echo an inner whisper yearning for the safety of a predictable wage. The financial world operates as a vast machine, and within it, people adopt distinct grooves. Employees serve the machine. Soloists embody it. Builders design and steer it. Investors fuel it with capital. Each groove reflects a natural lean when money grows scarce. Employees hunt for jobs. Soloists hustle alone. Builders construct or acquire revenue streams, and investors seek assets to multiply their stake. Why the groove persists. Switching tracks is daunting because money is modern lifeblood. In times when land freely offered sustenance, coins mattered less. But as urban sprawls rose, currency became survival itself. Water now carries a price tag. Attempting to shift from servant to architect triggers a primal recoil, a fear that life might unravel without the old pattern. It's akin to a parched wanderer clawing for a drop or a cornered beast lashing out for breath. The real wrestle is between the fading self and the emerging one, a tug-of-war where security battles, freedom, only resolve decides the victor. Will a new venture rise, or will the search for a cubicle resume? Ignite the spark. Do you still burn for this? The mentor's voice once challenged. In moments of doubt, it's easy to lose sight of the original fire, the dream that lit the path. Fear can douse it, turning focus inward to mere survival. But stoking that ember, keeping the mission alive in the chest, makes the road smoother. Passion erects empires, panic only erodes the spirit. With progress made, retreat feels foolish. Why snuff the flame so close to the summit? Shutter crafting a visionary's legacy. The dream was to birth an academy unlike any other, a haven for those hungry to master enterprise and investment. As a youth, school felt like a cage, stifling curiosity with rote drudgery. A counselor once probed, "Will you teach like your father?" The retort was sharp. "Never. It's the last thing I'd do." Yet, beneath that scorn lay a paradox, adoring knowledge, despising its delivery. Passion often blooms from such tension. Great minds have long decried the system's flaws. One quipped, "I relish learning, but loathe being spoon-fed." Another mused, "Schools are pens for the young, armed with lessons like shackles." A third called it a factory for mimics, while a sage noted, "True teaching unveils what's within, not what's imposed." A kindred spirit, an erudite elder who'd battled the same beast, shared these barbs. He'd tried to reshape education but buckled under its weight, a system too lucrative to reform. His scribbled note arrived in a dark hour. Press on, with love. It unveiled a shared crusade, a torch unwittingly seized. From one guide came the craft of wealth. From another, the zeal to teach. Together they birthed a new mold. Not to fix the old, but to build anew. The crucible of experience years of honing the art of systems paid off. In 1979, a venture launched, crafting vibrant nylon gear bags, a hit among outdoor enthusiasts. Success soared, but soon overseas rivals flooded the market with cut-rate copies, slashing prices below production costs. The choice loomed: resist or adapt. The tide was too strong to fight, so alliances shifted abroad. Yet the cost was steep. Loyal workers released, and grim factories toured overseas, where cramped souls toiled in shadows. The soul withered. Profit lost its luster when steeped in such toll. The spark shifted, to empower others as creators, not cogs. By 33, teaching beckoned, though unrecognized then. The old venture faded, not for want of structure, but for lack of heart. Winds of Change in 1985, a university invited a talk on economic shifts. The message, secure jobs would soon erode under global pressure and tax march, was met with scowls. Soon, many will face cuts or shrinking wages, rang the warning. The invite never returned. Yet, downsizing soon echoed everywhere, enriching the top while the base bore the brunt. The teacher's call grew louder. Preparing for jobs was fleeting. Mastering wealth was eternal. Anchor to purpose. The mentor's wisdom cut through. Classroom days are done. Build around your core. Let the old fade. Forge what you must. So, with a partner, a move west sparked a quest for fresh teaching. Ways. Funds dried up, leaving streets a shelter, but a rekindled vow, bolstered by that mentor's distant nudge, rebuilt the dream. An education empire rose, flipping tradition. Motion over stillness, games over lectures, joy over tedium. Real builders taught, graded by learners. Age and creed didn't bar entry, just a thirst to grasp fast. Focusing on enterprise and investment, crowds flocked by whisper alone. Those eager to spawn jobs, not chase them. From a resolve not to falter, a multi-million-dollar network bloomed in 5 years, spanning continents. Passion, paired with a robust frame, outran fear and old tapes. Riches in teaching. When educators lament low pay, it stings. They're trapped by their own mold, seeing teaching as servitude, not sovereignty. Anyone can thrive in any sphere, even as a mentor if the lens shifts. Limitless potential success across realms hinges on drive. Fear, wielded as a goad in youth. Fail, and you'll flop. Fades in a world where secure posts dwindle. Reinvention beats retreat. The right side offers steadier ground. Systems that churn cash with less sweat. Expandable by hiring more hands, not clinging to a desk or shrinking means. Investors weather storms, profiting in flux where novices flinch. Risk isn't the left's burden alone. It's theirs to bear, often unpaid, while the right reaps rewards. Sight beyond sight. If numbers elude you, you lean on others' guesses, the mentor taught. Employees accept a house as treasure, builders see its drain. Vision, reading the gears of finance, slashes risk. The left thrives on words, the right demands digits. Small ventures need little math, but empires rise on it. Who bears the cost? The left pays to dodge risk, buying safety with toil, while the right gets paid to wield it. An employee funds a loan, the investor banks the gain. Risk's price, flips by vantage. Mastery. Over instinct crossing over is less about mechanics than mindset. Fear blinds the left to the right's ease, calling caution sense when it's just nerves. Tasks like flipping properties or scaling a trade aren't hard. They're a dance for those who love the rhythm. Champions falter yet play on. Failure fuels their fire. Emotions can shroud this truth, sparking clashes across views. A steady circle and sage guide ease the shift. The prize isn't the deed, but the self remade, beyond measure.